uh, the organizers, Group Development Pakistan, the Australians and the Brits, in particular the High Commissioner, and Miss Fiona from the British High Commissioner. And one sincere mention of our guest of honor, Justice Azmar Saeed, a great individual, a person with immense merit and integrity. So can we have a big round of applause for Justice Azmar Saeed? Thank you. I'm also very grateful to my dear sister Valerie Khan of the Group Development Pakistan, and how she has partnered with us at the Law Ministry. And of course, I would fail in my fundamental duty if I don't mention my Parliamentary Secretary, Barrister Malika Bukhari, a young global leader and obviously a leader in her own right. On a lighter note, जो आपने कहा ना कि पता नहीं आगे क्या होगा, तो I don't have the crystal ball. Maybe you do. Before I say anything further, may I just say, may I just share a few observations with you. When I started my legal profession, that was the early 90s, and of course there were women in Karachi where I started practice, but of course now the scenario is not all that bad. We have more and more women in this profession, and women who are to be taken seriously. They're very well educated, well meaning, well trained women all over Pakistan. So the things are changing. We do have the fundamental document, i.e., when I talk about fundamental document, I talk of our constitution, in which there is Article 25(2), which says that there shall be no gender discrimination. And then of course we have Article 34, where it says that the state has to ensure full participation of women in all spheres of life, all spheres of life. And there is Article 35, which says that the state shall protect marriage, family, the mother and the child. We also have Article 37 C, which says that children and women should not be employed in vocations which are unsuited to their age or to their gender. Then of course we have the fundamental right of life, which read with Article 25(2) and Articles 34, 35 and 37, they provide the platform, they provide the legal and the constitutional platform that we require for any proper participation of women in this profession. But before I know my sister said don't you have very little time, so I'll try to stick to but may I share one thing with you? In the last 2 months or 3 months, I was so depressed by the attitude of our bar associations, bar councils, and even senior members of the Judicial Commission. You know, whenever a woman is she's tipped or she's proposed to be elevated, there is a voice, a male voice from somewhere, and they say that look, we need women on merit. We cannot elevate a woman who's not merited. And then suddenly there's a woman from the Lahore High Court, a merited woman, a judge, who stands on her own merit, and I think her judgments speak. She competes with any great male legal brain. But then what happens? The Bar Association opposes, the Bar Councils, they oppose. All of them who advocate human rights, all sorts of verbosity that we hear. And when the time comes, some of the senior members of the Judicial Commission, who in our hearts of hearts, we think, oh, he's a man who is a liberal human being, and they are opposing this woman being elevated. The first judge of the Supreme Court would be. She's being opposed by these men who say that they are liberals, but in application and in practice, see what they do. The first opportunity that we get for a woman on merit who could have been a judge of the Supreme Court, all of them gang up and they say, no, don't elevate her. We are in minority, but we've not lost hope. We will try again. And we will keep on trying till such time we make sure that those women, especially those who are on merit, they get their proper, lawful, constitutional share. And we'll keep on doing that. This forum, this attempt that the Law Ministry has made, this is just the start. And we request you, all women in this country, and whosoever, whether they are men or women, please note that Islam and Islamic jurisprudence places a very precious role, a very high standing role to a woman. And what that is, beneath the feet of a mother lies the heaven of a child. Now, the child could be a woman and the child could be a man. So my heaven lies beneath the feet of my mother. And who's that mother? She's a woman. And that is Islam and Islamic jurisprudence for you. So make no mistake that as far as till such time this Law Ministry is there, yes, some people in jest say, oh, this is maybe not the Federal Ministry for Law and Justice. This is really a woman's rights ministry. I said, okay, this is a compliment for me. We'll keep on legislating whatever we feel appropriate to emancipate the women of this country. We had the anti-rape laws, and you know what the anti-rape laws. And perhaps it is the first time in the history of not only Pakistan, but if you would look other jurisdictions also. I am not just saying because me, myself, my team made this law. Just compare it with the law that we have all over the world, and just see how the settings of Pakistan have been taken into account. But again, as I say, this is just a start. We also had the Women Property Empowerment Statute. 50% of women in this country, on an average, are women, and this takes care. This property right statute is a very important statute. And what it does, if you are a woman, irrespective of your education, your status, your wealth, and if you yourself or any NGO, a friend of yours, or suo moto, the woman ombudsman takes cognizance, then the woman ombudsman then takes steps, curtails all procedures, and give you the possessory and other rights in the property. And why the women in Pakistan are not emancipated? One of the reasons, apart from this inherent male chauvinism that I spoke to you with regard to bar associations and bar councils and some senior judges, do excuse me, and I do apologize if I say this, because I was really depressed when when we were defeated by majority. So what I very respectfully state before all of you that your emancipation is actually in your own hands also. You need to really work harder towards your capacity. And there's no reason why women should try to restrict themselves only to chamber practice, transactional work, or being happy with being in-house counsels or lawyers. You need to come into the field, you need to come into the profession. Unless and until you start practicing in the profession, practicing law, you will not be reckoned and considered for elevation to the higher judiciary. Lower judiciary, of course, there is quite a change. The change is welcome. We have far more many female judges in Pakistan in the lower judiciary today than it were, say, 30 years ago when I started practice. So once again, my regards for everyone, for each one of the participants, Valerie Khan, and all of the guests. Thank you very much.